Sora gets here, oh no, Steam, you're fine. I want you guys to theorize as much as you want. um, Whoa, did you see Sora's foot there? The water ripples glitching. Um, anyway, so I think it's really something that Sora, whenever he arrives, his heart is completely. Did the stream crash? Cause oof. Um, I guess Twitch died. Um, no, I think it might be just a Twitch problem, cause I'm still. No, you guys should be fine on your end. I think it is literally just Twitch, cause my OBS was telling me that I kept getting disconnected even though like I'm connected for free. If it happens again, I will end and refresh, and maybe that will help. Anyway, can you hear me? And can you still see the stream? Okay, cool. Weird. It must be, well, the OBS, uh, the program that I'm using did not, crash, and it did not stop working, or what's the word I'm looking for? It was still responsive. So I think it's on Twitch's end, but we'll see. Anyway, hello Sabrina. I think it's really neat that when Sora ends up in the final world, I think it was like in the Ultimania that it was brought up, but his heart was completely in pieces. And
my heart and body perished?
can you not hear me, or can you not hear the
Something is holding you here, refusing to let you go. You're hanging
the
by a
video?
thread.
What about my friends?
I'm afraid that no one else arrived with you. And if they're not here,
Okay, I can turn up the video.
Forever,
That's not a problem.
or they're clinging to the world you came from.
I'm going back!
Whoa, how exactly? You can't just wander out like your other visits.
What?
I told
I
you.
think I'm
The other
gonna
times you
refresh. See how that goes. Let me even do this.
Let's talk Cash App. Want to custom design your own masterpiece of a debit card?
Oop. Don't look spoilers, I'm just kidding. Oh, cool. Maybe it was just on my end.
can't
Okay.
stay away
Now.
can you?
Hello?
Like I was saying, I think in the Ultimania it brings up that when Sora first gets here, his heart is completely in pieces. Because the destruction of the
And this is the final world.
all of his friends falling, like witnessing that
What's the
completely shattered his
final
heart.
world?
And so when he
There's
gets
nothing
here,
else beyond this. You've wandered
Yeah,
here more than
in the
once
Ultimania
before
it says
visits
that,
to
I
the
think.
Station of Awakening.
And
But I let
witnessing
that
everybody's
slide.
fall broke his heart. But his
The
body
edges
is
of
still
sleep
together
and death
because of
touch,
Kyrie.
and one can't help the occasional
Yeah,
crossover.
it says his heart broke.
Wait,
So,
death?
the only reason he's
Yes,
being held
the
here
natural end for those whose
is
hearts and bodies
not
perish
at
together.
not by his
But
own
some
will,
persist and arrive
but
here.
by somebody else's. And that's kind of what
My
Chirithy
heart
was
and
telling
body
him, is that
perished?
like his heart and body perished,
Does that mean...
and
Something is holding
that means
you here.
something or someone is
Refusing to let
holding
you
you
go.
here, refusing to let you
You're
go.
hanging by a
And we
thread.
know that Kyrie
What about my friends?
is holding Sora's body together.
I'm afraid that no one else arrived
But
with
his
you.
heart arrived here not by his
And
own
if they're
will.
not here,
And then
they're either gone forever,
we have Sora having to
they're
piece
clinging
himself
to the
together.
world you came from.
And in the novel,
I'm
he
going
kind of
back.
ponders on like if he's gonna have to put Riku back together.
exactly?
But
You
I
can't
just think that's a
wander out
kind
like
of
your other visits.
cool connection
What?
there.
I told
But
you. The other times you came here
yeah,
by
all
your
of his
own
heart pieces are
choice.
on the salt
This time
picture.
is very different. To become
I
your
think
old
so.
self again and
I think he
return
does
to the
wonder
real
that if
world, you'll
I'm
have to
remembering
piece yourself
correctly.
back together in
I've only
this world
seen
first.
that
Ah,
excerpt
Well,
like
that's
maybe
better.
once or twice.
I was hoping to have company.
No, not literally, of course. You're conceptually in pieces.
But
On the
it's not
inside,
it's
who
like
knows?
it's very
On the
rare for
outside,
somebody to come
just
here and
fine.
be like a person.
oh,
Um,
okay. You kind of freaked me out there.
Oh boy.
Wait.
Usually, only a heart can reach
Did you
the
guys hear
final world.
Vanitas?
But since you've clearly managed to retain some kind of form, that can only mean your body was
Okay,
cast
so
into
like
this
my
world as
alerts are
Okay, so
Kingdom Hearts
then
like
if I can find
voice
my body,
clips.
that means I'll be able to go back?
Yeah, there was a
well.
notification.
Precisely. But there's
Thank
a
you
lot
for
of
the
to
follow.
find. You're going to be busy.
Anyway, so it's very rare for a person to end up here and be like, or like have a form. So usually when someone arrives, it's just a heart, and a heart is represented here by like stars. But it's very rare for somebody to be here and be corporeal or whatever
I see
that word
you
is.
found them all.
Yep.
Then isn't it time that you
Um,
left?
Oh, thanks.
What?
I would have to
doing you
look
a
at
big favor
the
here, you know.
original JP for
Don't
that,
push it.
because a lot of things in Kingdom
Hey,
Hearts 3 were
Chirithy,
changed
You still look like you,
in the
right?
localization.
Would you like me to help you find your pieces?
Yeah, I mean,
I
even
don't work
Chirithy
like
says,
that.
like, on the outside,
like,
you're totally
you're
fine, but
waiting
on the
for someone to
inside,
rescue you?
like, who knows? So I don't know why Sora is
Sorta.
saying he has to put his body back together. It's his
Well,
heart
tell
that he's
me who.
putting back together.
I'll find them.
Um,
Huh?
No, that's okay. He doesn't remember the past. Besides, I'm sure that he's
Man.
much happier with his new friends.
after,
But I'll wait.
the Union
They'll
Cross
arrive here
finale,
one day.
this hits different, and I'm
Okay.
hurting.
I'll be back to visit you. All my
Also,
heart.
it just drives me absolutely
Okay.
bananas that Sora opens a, Kingdom Hearts. I've been learning recently because I made some friends with April and Nunu. You've probably seen them on Twitter, but they've been so kind to me with going over Kingdom Hearts in Japanese,
Look
and
for
it's
the
so
light
different.
in the darkness.
It's like, so Kingdom Hearts English kind of comes off like cheesy and corny sometimes, and not that the Japanese isn't,
May
it's
your
just
heart be your guiding
it
key.
does it in a way that's not that's not like you could laugh at it. Am I explaining this right? Like, one thing that really surprised me was hearing that Xehanort doesn't say you require motivation.
You don't
And
believe that.
he says something like, it's
I
your
know you
cue.
don't.
Because he was forcing Sora to act. And I think it's really cool because, like, we have the whole theme of, like, the world's a stage and everybody's playing a role. And, like, you have the Remind achievements being, like, behind the curtain and beyond the curtain, being, like, behind the scenes of, like, a play or something. Yeah, Japanese fans take things a little more seriously. Yeah, it's because of there's a different atmosphere with the dub. It's like for kids. If you guys remember, like Sonic X and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that, like they edited out like someone holding a gun and made him just use a finger gun or something. But also JP is like way more clear as well, which is like really surprising. The English makes it way more complicated in places where it doesn't need to be. It makes it like they try to be cryptic about it, but within doing that, it makes it more confusing because they're just not like they're not straight to the point.
Riku!
Yeah, kind of.
Riku!
I heard.
Answer me!
Oh my god, yeah. Here, sorry. So we have Sora waking up and calling out to Riku, and the light fucking starts humming and like it's answering. And you know, for a while I wondered if this is like an actual recorded line that they just heavily edited so that like you can't tell what he's saying, but like he is responding. But regardless, Sora ends up wherever Riku called him to, because Sora was calling for Riku and Riku responded even in death. And then Sora ends up on Olympus, which is like, and then he sees Riku floating on top of the tripod, and it's like, what is that? Because that wasn't in the original movie.
This is Herc's world. Is Riku here?
Anyway, what I was gonna say earlier, they, when it comes to like, did they censor Kingdom Hearts? Not really, but kind of. It's just,
There's nobody here.
I heard
Gee, I'm here.
that in Kingdom Hearts 1, they made Riku way more
Jeremy,
like antagonistic
you're okay.
and
Well, okay,
Sora
might be a stretch,
really
but what are we
righteous,
waiting for?
when
We
in
need to
JP
find
that's
the
not what it
others.
was at all. Riku was just
Right.
very lost emotionally and confused and hurting, and Sora was just trying. Yeah, they censored the guns, and I think the blood in the Pirates of the Caribbean world or something. I don't remember, but what was I saying? I don't remember. Anyway, JP Kingdom Hearts is very like cohesive, while English Kingdom Hearts is very kind of not cohesive. If that makes sense. Anyway, this seems way too personal. Like, he is. This is like the only cutscene we get like this with the what's it called? The Lich. Also, if you guys ever go back to play Kingdom Hearts 3, because I don't like whatever, and you need a quick way to level up to 99, this sequence, whenever you have to fight or ignore all the pureblood heartless that are popping up, like the Neo shadows and stuff, it's a very easy way to farm for levels here.
Hey, wait!
Also, like, just the way Jiminy pops up and is like, "Don't worry, Sora. I know this forbidden knowledge." It's so funny. He's just like, "Don't worry, Sora. I'm just spouting this bullshit to you. Follow my lead. Jump into the darkness. You don't even know if I'm a real cricket or not. How did I survive? I don't know. Don't ask me." But he just
He'll return to the
immediately
place he
knows
found,
what to tell
like you
Sora to
did.
calm him down.
We
And
gotta focus on
it's
rescuing
just
the others.
it's just weird.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't, so they wouldn't want it to seem repetitive, but like they chose Riku specifically, and I feel like that's a thing. And I like how in this part you really get to see how Sora doesn't get to think when he should, and it's almost like Jiminy. Well, I know that like Jiminy is like what's his face? Pinocchio's conscience or whatever. But I kind of feel like here Jiminy's supposed to represent the same thing, because like Sora's trying to figure out what to do next, and his conscience is immediately like, "Don't worry, he'll be back. Jump through that portal. Hurry up." But it's still very suspicious because Sora doesn't even get to think like what would be smart to do next. He's just going off like instinct. And then,
Well, Sora, I'd say we've been to every world that we can visit.
But we're one short. Where's Kyrie's heart?
Gee, I wish I knew.
where is her heart? Yeah, like these aren't the real version of the worlds. Well, I had this thought a while back.
All that gallivanting
So
through the
when
sleeping
darkness
world,
technically
and yet
won,
you learned nothing.
it swallowed all the worlds. So we're visiting their heart stations, like the world's heart stations,
Dream by dream.
that have already been taken over by darkness.
buried yourself
So
in
the
the
people
darkest
here don't
now
exist
you're
anymore
at it
because they've all
again.
been swallowed by the darkness. But through this, Sora is basically
It's not like other
overriding what
worlds. It
happened.
exists to
So
usher
technically,
hearts down
these
to the
worlds
depths of
didn't actually
darkness.
fall to darkness in this
If you
new
chase
timeline
it,
that he created.
You will condemn your heart to that same abyss.
So that's why I feel like there's no
You're wrong.
people here.
My
It's because
heart is strong.
everything's been swallowed by darkness, and that's how Sora is able
What do you
to
think the power
jump
of waking
into the
is?
darkness, like the dark portal,
It's
and
for
have access
traversing
to all of
hearts
these
to reach
worlds.
worlds.
And then
Not
I
for
like how
traver-
you can still see the fucking star that you have to you have to like take a picture of. Like, why would they include it in the shot? It's just, I don't know. It's just
In
weird.
worlds
It's
to
like,
reach
hello? What are you doing
There's
here,
a
man?
high price to pay for wielding
And okay, look,
such hearts.
I'm not saying that
There's a
Sora
high
made two separate, like, he had to pay the price two separate times, but the way that I almost said Xemnas, young Xehanort talks here, makes it, he talks in like, oh, the star? So there's a,
It's for traversing hearts to
there's
reach worlds.
like the Moogles give you a list of photo missions to do, and one of the photo missions is to take a picture of this evening star, is what it's called, which is kind of funny because it is, yeah, it's a star. It's supposed to be a star, but like it's the evening star, which is Lucifer, I think. Yeah, Steve, the evening star. I remember you making a thread about this, but that's what it's supposed to be, I think. because that's the only thing that looks like that. Yeah, it's weird. Um, but anyway,
Not
so
for
like I was
traversing
saying,
worlds to reach hearts.
young Xehanort here
There's a
is
high
talking in
price
like
to pay for wielding such power foolishly.
he says, well, you've
So
already
what?
paid the price.
You're worried about me now?
Talking in past tense.
No. There's no saving
And
you.
then whenever Sora meets Chirithy in Remind, he's having to pay another price. So Sora's already
You've
paid
the price.
the price
And it
twice.
lies at the bottom of the abyss.
Whatever that is. Whatever, I don't know what his first thing that he had to give up, but like then his total, like his absolute existence in Remind, he had to give up in order to basically, it's like equivalent exchange where in order to bring Kairi back to life, Sora had to give his own. Kind of like in Kingdom Hearts 1, where in order to bring Kairi back, Sora had to die. And there wasn't any way around it at the time that they knew of. Seem said this earlier, but in the novel during this part,
There's a
after Chip and Dale are like,
it lies
a new path to the Keyblade graveyard has been opened. Like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? And why now? Why now? And how did they know? How did they know? Like, how does that phone even work? How does this phone even work in, like, all of this darkness? I mean, they lost contact with the King and Riku and the Realm of Darkness. How are they able to contact Sora here, like, completely surrounded by darkness and like in a dark portal?
Well,
Like,
that's better. I was
I don't
hoping
get
to
it.
have company.
Did I just get another notification? Because I saw some of the audio spiking and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Anyway, thank you for the follow. Yeah, so like, if they lost contact with the King and Riku in the Realm of Darkness, how are they able to still get contact to Sora here? It's so weird. It's creepy. It's like, who are you? You aren't real. Yeah, it does feel like a dream sequence. And apparently in the novel, Kingdom Hearts is a horror game. It is a horror game. It's a psychological horror game. And I wish that the English wasn't so for kids, because like, it's so apparent in
That's the one
place
place we haven't checked yet.
like there's a lot of overlap in themes with Evangelion and Devilman is what I've heard, and I think that's really cool, and a lot of it is just lost. Anyway, before I start going on that tangent, in the novel it says that Sora jumps down into a portal, and at the very bottom of the portal, or like into the darkness, is where he finds Kairi in that tunnel. Which is also creepy. Yeah, Cass, you have a good point. Like, kids nowadays play horror games all the time. It's just things are changing. That reminds me of a story. Some of my mom's family friends came over, and her son was like, he was really young, but I was forced to watch him, and I made him start drawing because I didn't want to have to be a babysitter, and he drew. Have you guys seen Sonic.exe, the like haunted Sonic horror game or whatever? Well, he drew a picture of like Sonic saying "I am God," and like his mom was like, "I don't understand what this means. I am cod," because she thought like he wrote like cod like the fish. And she was like, "You're a fish? I don't understand." And I'm like, "If only you knew." Also, your son is like 5. How is he getting a hold of this stuff? Anyway, it was really funny, and it's something that stuck with me for a while. Anyway, let's get back to business. But we have Sora here waking up very disoriented, and Kairi's off to the side, and she moves into the light.
Sora.
But the way that she's angled, it's just it's very like unsettling. Not Kairi herself is unsettling, but like the way that this scene is shot, especially after what happened with like Jiminy, Chip and Dale, and how it's very bizarre how they're so no, they just know what's going on when they shouldn't, especially since Sora doesn't. Um, when we see other times they don't know what's going on, like when they lost contact with Riku and Mickey when they were in the realm of darkness. Um, Chip and Dale didn't know what was going on, but suddenly here they do when Sora is in a place where they shouldn't even be able to reach him. So this part just is like the cherry on top, where it's like, is this even Kairi? Or is this like someone taking the image of Kairi to gain Sora's trust, if that makes sense? Because like that's what Naminé did in Chain of Memories. She made herself look like Kairi in order to like help Riku as he was falling into light. She was like, why don't you use light and darkness? And Riku was like, you're a genius, I'm gonna do that. And she presented herself as Kairi because that would be someone Riku recognized. But like here, it's, we know Kairi cannot completely fall to darkness because her heart, she's a princess of heart, so like her heart is light. So she wouldn't be able to succumb to darkness like normal people can. But that doesn't mean she's immortal or like she can't be killed, because we've seen her like in Kingdom Hearts 1, her heart can definitely be displaced. And we have seen that like even if she is a princess of heart, like there are exceptions because Naminé exists and stuff like that. And I remember, I think the journal says that Sora finds Kairi within the darkness of the demon tide. But I don't think that's necessarily what actually happened, but that's what we are told for now until we get, you know, more context for this. But it's just, it's very
Kyrie!
strange. Especially, like...
I found you!
So, let me bring this up. Aqua, I love her. Aqua, there's an interview where Nomura was asked why Vanitas kept Aqua around. And Nomura says that because Aqua's light is so strong that she was considered being raw material to make the Keyblade instead of Ventus. And once Ventus proved that he was strong enough to actually go against Vanitas and make the Keyblade, that they didn't have any more use for Aqua, and that's why Vanitas could take care of her. And excuse me. So we have Aqua, who survived the Realm of Darkness for like a decade or more, only falling to darkness because, you know, she was hit into the Dark Sea. We have her falling to the demon tide and having her heart ripped from her body. So who's to say that that couldn't have happened to Kairi? Because obviously, from this point on, the whole thing is like, oh, her heart is missing. Where's Kairi's heart? And then you have Xehanort saying, oh, I crystallized Kairi's heart. So who's to say after everyone fell to darkness and Kairi didn't, they just took her heart?
You see? I had no doubts that you'd pull through.
The light in the darkness. It was you.
Also,
You're the one who kept me from fading away.
a little, sorry, I had to mute myself because I started choking. Anyway, so like I was saying, I will be more careful, I promise. So Kairi could probably withstand the immense darkness that is the Demon Tide, but that would give the enemy, so like the organization, that would give Xehanort the chance to pluck her heart from her body, because, you know, I have to have a plan B, just in case something happens. And I'm pretty sure they were expecting something to happen because, you know, it's Sora. So they crystallized her heart in order for, like, he says insurance, but it's basically like to have, oh, hi, April, to have, basically like a plan B just in case, Sora were to come back, yeah. So there's like a complete possibility that this isn't even Kairi, but this is just something like taking the form of Kairi because it wants to make Sora trust it. So like you guys are saying Kairi, I could totally believe that. Some kind of like guide to bring Sora back to their time, like a reality, I guess you could say, in order to what's the word I'm looking for? Try again, to have a second chance. Also, it could go either way. Yeah.
It was you. You're the one who kept me from fading away.
All I did was believe that you wouldn't.
I feel strong with you, Kairi.
The others are ahead. Come on.
And like this part where Sora looks straight into the light and the light is like reminding him of like these true love sacrifices that he experienced. And he has like a moment of, he's almost shocked with the realization. And he looks to Kairi for reassurance, and she gives it to him, and she's like, "I told you you're safe with me."
You're safe with me.
And he's like, "Oh," Sora makes this connection, like, "Oh, this was probably because of Kairi's princess powers," which I mean, he's technically not wrong. Her princess powers did hold them together. And this part makes me go fucking bananas every time I see it, okay? So we have Kairi on the right over here, and she's holding on to Sora's hand, and Sora's looking straight ahead, but there's this light on the other side of him, and he glances over to the left, and reaches up, and it looks like someone just pulls him through, and he looks so disoriented, and he even glances over to his left. And yeah, I don't care if you guys curse. I don't care. And then he looks around, and Kairi's like, "You okay?" And it's just he's like, "Oh my god, we're alive. I can't believe that worked."
Thanks,
And then he
Kairi.
thanks her. Aww. Okay, so like what I don't get here is that they act like they're aware of what happened, but then they replay the same. They basically do the same thing over again. It's like, do you remember it or do you not? Um, yes, I also hate love Kingdom Hearts. Also, this card is sexy. Look at it. Damn. Finally. Real World Part 2. Hello. Oh, yeah, and then they do the scene. Yo, it's my husband. They do this scene over again. And I think I brought this up a while ago, but, oops, I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, I brought this up a while ago. And so you know how we have, Donald do Zeta Flare in the first chain of events. So I was thinking, like, are there variables in every timeline that they can't escape from? And that's why instead of Donald having to do Zeta Flare, they have Naminé has Terra's armor. Lingering Will, I couldn't remember his name. They have Lingering Will come in and basically like deep fry Terranort instead of Donald this time because of variables. Look at him. Look at him. Oh my god, he's beautiful. Sorry, I have to talk about him. Look at him. Who are you? It's Daddy. I was so excited for this part, specifically in Kingdom Hearts 3. I played this by myself, and I was really depressed, and so when I saw him, I was like, oh, it's him! It's him! Look at that. He's so cool. I don't like the way, you would die for me. Oh, say less. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The way the whip bends, it doesn't, I don't like it because Keyblade shouldn't do that. Also, when can Riku do this with his Keyblade? I want to know when Keyblade transformations come back like that. Me by myself. Everyone shut up, he's here. Yeah. This is why Inventus can, because we both really love Terra a lot, and we think he's really cool. Oh, it's Ephemera. It's Ephemera. Look. I miss him. You think we'll ever see him again? I'm just sad.
Need some help?
I'm so sad. I miss you. Oh, and then I think I remember in the Ultimania, it said that at this part, the Keyblade wielders were so moved by what Sora did that they came to help him. They were like, you completely rewrote reality to bring your friends back to life? Oh my god. We're gonna help you. Man. Kingdom Hearts is so cool. And then, yeah, like, how do they know? But I guess it's just a thing. And they're the final move being called Union Cross.
Sora!
Ugh. I hurt, but it's so good.
What was that?
Keyblade wielders. From long ago.
What you did is
It's the
bananas.
light of the past.
Man, Sora, you doing a fucking ollie on that demon tide. That was bananas. Here, have this power. Okay, can we talk about I feel like I'm just bouncing back and forth between stuff. I'm so sorry, but like, can we just talk about how they sent him out here? Out of everyone they had, they decided to send this guy, this feral child. Like,
You!
The organization's been using hearts. One Xehanort got to in the past and has influence over.
it's
So, that
It's
must
just
be you
weird.
From when Ansem had
don't
control of
know.
your heart.
Yeah. How could I forget?
yeah, hello, Mister. Clearly not the same
I'd say
Riku
that was our
from
finest
San
hour.
Francisco. It's like they were trying to get
Wrong.
under Riku's skin specifically,
My hour of weakness.
and I wonder if that's because
You
they have
sure?
knowledge of the sacrifice,
How
and
about
that being
we
the anchor
find
point
out?
of, anchor point, quote, quote, of the rewrite. Also, have you guys ever played Luigi's Mansion? You know, the big, like, purple and yellow ghosts that pop out of the ground? They look exactly like this. Every time I see this Xehanort, that's all I think of is Luigi's Mansion. So, it's not even scary. He just looks funny to me.
A real test for the mark of
A
mastery.
real test for the mom. I love that. I love that.
A real
I love that. I love that. MOM. Love it.
test for the mark of mastery. What did you say?
We gotta make sure you're not blundering your way towards...
See, like, they know. They know that they failed the first time. Also, I love Lushu's relationship with Dark Riku. It's so random, but, like, they're targeting Riku here, and it's so weird.
Second failure.
Like, there's some sort of connection between Lushu and Riku, and I don't know what it is.
I'll have you know we failed with style, Chief.
At least you admit it. Well, if you Guardians think you brought the goods, you'll have to prove it to the old...
Also, do you like his eyelashes? Have you ever noticed he has eyelashes? It's so fun.
guy one last time.
Gotta look his Sunday's best, you know?
Kid, take it away.
Look at them. I love how Dark Riku just came out here, shit all this darkness and then left. Like, how rude. It smells. We're in hell. It's probably hot. You see all that sand? Riku. Man, I was so excited when Yen Sid came down from the sky, like Jesus Christ, but I was hoping, when I first saw this, I was hoping for Maleficent. I'm just gonna be real with you. I was hoping for Maleficent. I was hoping for that scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where she blocks off the dusts from Sora. I want that part 2, but like, let her be a super badass again. I miss intimidating Maleficent. I miss mommy.
My young champion.
It's Disney backwards.
I
I will hold them all here for as long as I can.
Ugh. And then we have this stupid part where your Hot Topic cosplay group coming over. Look at them. They would bully high schoolers, just saying. I also hate that they're standing in the shape of a heart. I gotta hand it to Xehanort though. He's got style. Like, I'm not gonna lie. He's got style. But yeah, they're in the shape of a heart.
Today, we join these other wielders and leave our mark on fate. I have waited patiently, but together, we shall unlock the Keyblade War's secrets. Now we forge it, the ultimate key.
I don't like this part, okay?
The ultimate key.
The way Sora reacts, and then the eye going over Xehanort's eye. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And then this motherboard looking thing. It's all data. It's all data, baby. Always has been. And can we like, I love Kingdom Hearts, so just let me, I mean, I've been talking for like a while now, but I love how each individual organization member has their own like specific way they stand, how they walk, how they hold themselves, body shape. Like Luxord, his shoulders are very broad, while someone like Vanitas, even though he's broad, he's still smaller. And even though Xemnas' shoulders are very broad, they're not as broad as Luxord's. It's just, I just think it's so cool how much detail they put into their characters, even when they're all wearing the same outfit. Yeah, Vanitas kind of slouches too. It's just, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's so much fun.
Here we go.
You started shaking. That's a mood, April, but please, eat. Eat food.
Yeah.
Okay, and like, this clash, I don't know, it's like a little little tiny detail, but it's so cool. I don't know, Kingdom Hearts is just great. Good, I'm glad you're eating. If any of you need to drink water, drink your water, or take your meds if you haven't. Please take care of yourself. Mr. Ansel, how you doing? Also, this pair up of Lushu and Riku is so weird.
Sora.
Because they don't have a connection. They're just it's just weird. Because like if you think about it, if we're doing it by like themes, so we have Larxene, Marluxia, Luxord, and Xemnas, but with the way Castle Oblivion happened and Chain of Memories, they could have easily put Marluxia, Larxene, and Dark Riku with Xemnas, and then you would have Luxord placed with Zigbar because of, you know, their connection. It's just why did Ansem shard out darkness here? I never understood that. I think it's to block them, like to cage them in. But it's just very, I don't know. It's like they could have grouped them up differently to not have Lushu and Riku together, but that's a decision they made. And with what happened previously in the Keyblade Graveyard, where they sent Dark Riku out there, and then Lushu comes up and like puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, "Take it away, kiddo." It's just they're putting connections there, and it's so good. It's so subtle. Well, not really subtle, but it's like it's hinting towards something bigger, I think.
Wait!
I want to see Riku get kicked in the face.
Where are you going?
Get him! I'm just kidding, I love Riku. I'm sorry. Okay, which one?
Riku!
So, we have Lushu. Lushu is so cool. I am so excited for a potential like a future fight with Lushu when he actually has his Keyblade, because he's going to be teleporting around and like walking on the ceiling, and it's so, I just thinking about it makes me what if Lushu put Riku in the pod? I would believe it. I would believe that. Yeah. Just thinking about a fight with Lushu makes me like want to hyperventilate.
It'd be wasted on you.
Because if we're going, the master is looking for people with strong hearts that are able to contain darkness within them but without succumbing to it, and Riku is probably the most what's the word? He meets all the requirements. Like, he's able to hold darkness within him but also return darkness to light while not succumbing to it. And it's very much what the master is looking for. So for Lushu to need to send Riku to the future as the true dandelion, because like obviously they would need that in the future for whatever the master is planning, but like that's just a theory. Game theory.
Is that a replica for Naminé?
Hold on, I want to watch Mickey get sucked into a card.
Wish
Where
we
does
could
that
help her
happen?
now. But first,
Alright.
Anyway, Kingdom Hearts, guys.
Sora, one final game. The rules are simple. All you have to do to win is find me among these cards and strike me down.
Let's go here.
Riku, Your Majesty!
Sora!
It's about time.
Sorry.
Me and my friends going to the supermarket to get bread at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Look at them. They think they're so bad. It's so funny.
Xemnas! Where's Kairi?
Wait, is she in trouble?
Yeah, Xemnas
That
took
sounds like something Nunu would do. I will admit, I didn't see that video, but I wish I had.
Settle down, boy.
It's Sora!
The 13 darknesses and 7 lights have clashed 9 times, yielding these 9 keys.
Keys?
We are 4 short, but those 4 keys will be produced here and now.
Yeah, sure. And what makes you think there'd ever be any way we'd help you with that?
Here it
You
is.
forget I planned
The
for
worst part of the
every
game. The worst line of the game. I hate this line so much.
If you do summon Kingdom Hearts,
Oh no, Nunu was definitely doing that on purpose.
and we will close it again.
She was doing that on purpose. You and I both know that.
That is, if you survive that long.
Oh, well, I forgot we have to fight Ansem, Xemnas, and young Xehanort first, but we'll skip this part because I don't want to. There's nothing really there. And I love how this scene opens with the gazing eye just like staring at you like, yeah, this happened.
Twelve keys we have now. Leaving just one more. Now, Sora. Darkness and light's final clash.
Hello. Yes, okay, so this part, I hate that you require motivation.
Kairi!
You require motivation.
Even though, like, my entire household quotes this all the time, I absolutely hate that line, you require motivation. Like, it's so... Ugh. But, that's not even what he says. Yeah, I hate Senna. Yeah, it's bad. That's not even what he actually says. I just wish that they would not do this, you know? Yeah, Nomura would never. April, doesn't he say, like, it's your cue now? Something like that? Yeah, I'm giving you your cue. Which is, like, spot on when we're thinking about how, like I said earlier, all the world's a stage, and they're playing their roles out just like the master intended. So it goes along with that theme, which is way different from you require motivation. It's just...
Kairi! Why her?
I have done it. Shut up. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh, never mind. Like pure shit, just want Yurino back. How many times do we have to beat you, old man? Yeah. You want to hear a scream?
No.
Fucking Terra scream in the Remind DLC when he gets sucked into the keyhole. It makes me laugh every time. It's so funny. I'd like to think that the master is just standing off in the distance somewhere, like maybe behind a rock going,
Kingdom Hearts, I call upon your true form. Open now and show me the world to come.
like, you know, cackling. For a second there, I forgot I was making noise. Oh, guys.
Okay, Sora.
I think someone just crashed outside the house. Anyway, bye, April. You have a good day. You have a good rest of your day. I'll catch you later. Where's the part where, Terra starts talking and Riku, like,
3 half pints together
glances
again.
over at him. Like, so he smiles and he's so like, oh, Sora and the gang back together. He's so proud, and then Terra opens his mouth and Riku immediately, like, frowns and glares at him. It's so funny. He side-eyes him.
Let's move.
Anyway, it's so fucking funny.
Sora.
Huh?
Anyway, so this part.
Hey.
Let's get back on track. So this part, Xion shouldn't even be able to feel Kairi's heart. Like it's very weird. 'Cause you're not supposed to feel her heart, 'cause you guys aren't even remotely the same person. Like, Xion herself in Days looked like Kairi because those were the memories she had in her, but like, she wasn't actually Kairi. She was a replica of Sora. So now that she has her own body back and heart, like, memories back, yeah, she's connected to Sora more than anything. So it's weird for her to be able to feel Kairi's heart. Yeah, so the theory of Kairi's heart being in Sora's would allow her to feel it. Yeah, it's just the looks that are the same because Sora's memories of Kairi were the ones that were manipulated in Chain of Memories, so those were the ones that needed to be restored. Yeah, so if Xion is able to absorb other people's powers and stuff, especially like specifically Sora and Roxas, then she should be able to feel things because of how deeply connected, or not how deeply connected, but how her connection is to Sora, because, you know, she's a replica of him. Also, he's colorblind. No, Shion's black hair was actually something Kanamaki, I think, the lady who writes the novels, chose.
Thank you.
Ew, Xehanort is kind of ugly. He reminds me of E.T. Xehanort phones home.
Whoa. Where are we?
It's just it's so weird how this Scala looks so different from the one that we see in the finale of Union Cross, because they're entirely different. And Steam brought up that it could be like day and night.
Right. We need to find Master Xehanort.
Which that's a really cool concept, actually. I made sure to read that thread before streaming because I was like, I feel like this is gonna be relevant. Oh, so in the Union Cross finale, we see Brain end up in a different version of Scala. Like they say it's Scala, but it's just it looks more gothic than this. This looks more like it was inspired by like Greece or Italy compared to the Scala we see in the Union Cross finale. It looks very much like the Kingdom of Insomnia from 15.
Hey! What? What's going on?
Also, I just want to say, Nomura's design for these, for like the armor, for the replicas, it is so good. It is so sexy. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. It's so nice.
Serious?
And Xehanort's goat armor, oh my god, I love it. It's so not Kingdom Hearts that it's good. I say it's so not, but like it's definitely Kingdom Hearts with the symbolism of all like the religious symbolism and stuff.
Oh, I don't think they're the locals.
Ready?
Okay, let's get here. Yeah, it's so not Kingdom Hearts that it circles around to being Kingdom Hearts, exactly. Also, the design of this tower, with this gate looking like a heart. So there's two keys back to back, coming up through this heart. And there's a, like, an 8 pointed star. Or like, it looks almost like a compass. It's just... And then you have the fleur-de-lis being like a symbol of purity and light, and then you have all these hearts and this clock. I say clock, but it's numbered through, I think, 13. And then you have all this black and white. It looks like it's like chess themed and time themed. Yeah, there's two keys crossing on Yazora's outfit. It looks like a skull and crossbones, but the skull looks like Sora, and then the crossbones are the keys.
Well, that's better. I was hoping to have company.
Also, this scene is weird, and like the most subtle way. I don't know why, but like we have Goofy and Donald like flinching and covering, like shielding their eyes because of this bright light. But then we have Sora start to do it, but then he stops, and he just looks ahead, while Donald and Goofy are both like covering their faces, and Sora's looking around like, what's going on? It's just weird. And then we have this ugly ass Keyblade. I love it and I hate it.
There is one sky.
I had shoes that looked like that when I was a kid. Yeah, Sora's like, I want to see. I don't care if this blinds me, I want to see what happens. I want the Gayblade to come back too. Oh, okay, well, I guess we're skipping right to where Sora dies. I thought they would include the scene where Xehanort forces Sora into rage form, which is still very much like, whoo? Because you have Xehanort take all of Sora's light, and he leaves Sora in rage form instead of like Sora entering anti-form or like turning into a Heartless. It's very weird. And it's kind of like once you take Sora's his little cloak of light off of him, he's just pure darkness underneath. While I feel like with Riku, if you take his little cloak of darkness off of him, he's just pure light. So like they balance each other out. It's just really weird. And then we have Xehanort's big old bald head. Oh! Hi, Nunu. How are you? Look at his big old bald head. Look at him. Look at him standing there. You think that's where Xemnas got like inspiration for his white and black cloak in Kingdom Hearts 2? He just looked at Xehanort's bald veiny head and was just like, oh, that's a nice pattern. I'm gonna steal that. And Xehanort was like, fine, do whatever you want.
Now. You lost.
Just stop perceiving me.
It can give us
his bald ass head shining from Kingdom Hearts. Old Bart looking ass. Yeah, I love your chin beard. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Xehanort would wear a fedora.
then need someone strong to stop the weak from polluting.
Though I will also say that I know a lot of people were upset with how this scene was handled, specifically the way Xehanort, was giving his death speech and how they didn't have Sora just, stab him to death. Yeah, his head is very veiny. But I feel like that's because a lot of people don't understand, yeah, like as if Sora would, but they don't understand where Xehanort is coming from. So if we go back to like young Master Xehanort was told by the Master of Masters, like, they talked about how Xehanort had this role to play and that this destiny that he had to create, and Xehanort devoted his entire life to seeing this future, this destiny come to fruition, and just dedicated all this time, this effort. He had to like desensitize himself to like relationships and to other people, basically make himself, to categorize himself as something other, because like the master was telling Lushu, he couldn't care about others when they had something bigger than everyone else that they had to do. They had a mission to complete. And then we have Xehanort here, who he's like almost successful in what he wanted to do, but now he's been defeated and he no longer has the strength to finish what he started. And but even though he has the willpower, his body won't let him do it. And so we're seeing a man like have a breakdown like a child, because in the end that's kind of what he is, just like a child that was given a destiny that wasn't even his, that he had to fill the shoes of, and it was all part of a role to play. And it's just sad, and that's why I feel like this ending was perfect in that sense of it's just sad. And he hasn't been forgiven. Yeah, he's the scapegoat after all. He hasn't been forgiven, but we're not also gonna see him like stabbed to death on screen. Like that's a very Western thing, a very American thing to want. But his death is sad, and his story is tragic, even though he is not a good person. And I'm not Xehanort apologist or whatever you want to call that. I can just recognize good storytelling and like complex character when I see it. But yeah, so I feel like this ending is so like accurate. We get it.
So, you are not that person, Xehanort.
Especially like when you have Sora reminding him of Ericus, and then
and accepts that.
And making him think of the past, and then all of Sora's friends getting there, and then him seeing Ericus again, and then we have Ericus with the Wayfinder trio, and you see how Ericus himself has so many people that he's connected to, even though like he obviously fucked up big time. And then you have Xehanort over here watching this unfold, and he's literally by himself. So it's supposed to show the contrast between Xehanort, who gave up literally everything in his entire life for this moment, only to fail, with literally nobody around him, and he's shrouded in darkness. Well, not shrouded in darkness, but like, you know, there's no light shining on him but Ericus is light, obviously. While Ericus is over here with his pupils, you know, his family, and this is Xehanort learning that there were other options. And he's giving up.
Here.
And finally, like, letting go. And that's a theme that I think a lot of people, when I say a lot of people, I mean a lot of Westerners and Americans don't get. But like Henry was saying a minute ago, a lot of people just wanted Sora to stab Xehanort to death for, like, hurting his girl, which I think is gross. Just being honest. But, so we have the ending, but we can see that ending also in Remind.
Let's close it.
And the epilogue. So that's fine. Anyway, on to Remind. First we get an intergrade ad, which is fine. I love Yuffie. Look at her!
Wu-Tai's finest deigned to join us.
Anyway. I think I brought this up on a different stream, but like, we're pretty sure our neighbors got involved in a hit and run because they suddenly had a motorcycle and they had a white truck beforehand, and a white truck was involved in the hit and run, and then suddenly, like, the very next day they had a motorcycle. Well, now he has a rental car, and the motorcycle is nowhere to be found. So I'm pretty sure they were involved. I'm okay. I wasn't involved. It's just our neighbors were. But they're kind of shady. We are all right. I promise.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Picture this. A black goat stashes away a letter, then orders a white goat to search for it. What could his intentions possibly be?
Great! A riddle. Just what I need.
There are many
I hate this scene. I hate and I love
Perhaps
this scene.
he forgot where it's hidden. Or he's playing a prank.
Because
or the letter has truly
it's
gone
like
missing.
having two drama
I can
queens
think of several reasons
trying to
offhand.
have a conversation
Guessing
about some
is simply
drama
useless.
that just unfolded, whatever. You know what I mean? It's the scene is too slow. It's like
Yes, that's what
they're
I've always
trying to
done.
talk something
I
out,
follow
but
the
they are
orders from
both
above, without question.
so extra about it.
However, I sometimes can't help but read into my opponent's strategy.
Too long on the job?
Also,
If the
there's so much
contents of the
tension
box
between them.
are
They
so
should just kiss.
Why is it of such
Maybe.
critical importance to the organization? Furthermore, was it Xehanort or
And I
Xemnas who gave the order?
love how Luxor just
Well, it's tricky.
just talks in circles around Zigbar and makes
All
Zigbar
Xehanort
look
cares
so fucking
about
stupid.
is the clash between the 7 lights and 13 darknesses. It's unlikely
He
would
says
hold
just
such an
enough to get
interest in
Zigbar to
this
start talking, and then he's
mysterious
like,
box.
well, I have all of this
Which
other
means
context, so
the order was
I know the
issued
truth
by
now. Thank you for
Xemnas,
letting me know that
or
my
the one
my
who
hunch was
informed me of my
right.
task.
It's so
You.
As if. It must have been Xemnas.
and like Zigbar
My inquiries suggested
Zigbar tries to play it off, and he's like, "Fuck,
Oh man, you asked him.
you got me." It's great.
What are
I
your
love the two of them,
intentions?
and I can't It's like they're doing
I don't
JoJo
know
poses.
what's inside the box, but
Yeah.
It's been protected by Keyblade wielders since way back
I can't
when.
wait to see more
Aren't
of
you
Lushu
curious?
and Luxord in
I
the
heard it
future,
contains
like
information
having
that's
conversations
vital to all
together. It is
Keyblade
so
wielders.
funny.
Secrets.
And to feign ignorance.
The
He's
question
so
is,
mad.
who are you, Luxord?
So, who do you guys think Luxord is? Because he's obviously not who we originally thought. Luxord. You won't catch me saying that. Luxord.
It's finally over.
Oh.
No.
We'll find kh3. Let's head back to Master Yen Sid. We can figure it out.
No. I know what to do.
Sora!
My whole journey began the day I lost her.
Loki theory?
And every time I find her,
like Lushu
she
being
slips
Loki?
away again. I thought we'd finally be together, but she's out there, alone. Not for one more second.
That's right.
Thank you, Donald, Goofy. But this time, I have to go it alone.
Zora's one-night stand who became his driver.
The power of waking isn't to go chase hearts around.
Cass,
Even if you
shut up!
You might never come home to us again.
I'm sorry, I
will.
just saw that.
And we'll both be
Oh,
back
Luxord
before
being
you know
Loki.
it.
I could see
Please.
that.
Let him go, Mickey.
Riku!
His heart and his mind are made up. Now believe in him.
No, don't stop talking. I was just teasing.
Safe journey, Sora.
Thank you.
Also, Riku telling Mickey to let Sora listen to his heart because his heart is commanding him to do this. Man. Pain. It's real. Cass, you're doing amazing. Sabrina is right. Oh my god. There he is. It's my wife. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm having fun.
So?
Yeah. It wards off darkness. It's useful.
Told ya. So, how'd it go?
The tour.
It's your boy, Mom. It's your boy, Skinny
The
Penis.
reason for my existence.
Oh? Tell me more.
Anyway.
All around the world, people live seemingly peaceful lives. They believe themselves to be moral and virtuous.
Finally, that frog dream eater
it's
can't
all
get
a
me
myth.
here. Yeah.
Darkness lurks in the pit of everyone's heart.
Nah, that kid is long
Their
gone.
life is a total farce.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis 99.
Sounds like your trip around the
Yeah,
world
this
opened
part-
your eyes, but you got
this
a
part is a
little
little
bit more
slow.
than you anticipated. You must have
but
seen a lot of darkness.
I feel like this is a lot of
Those who are weak
good context for
and who
Remind as a
desire
whole.
greater power simply strip the strong of their power and convince themselves they've earned it. That's how people become tainted by darkness. They believe what they want to believe, using hollow reasons as justification. They repeat this cycle, and their darkness grows.
I'm not
So
sure when
saying the
Xehanort's
weak
eyes
feel
turned
the need
yellow.
to justify their actions to maintain a sense of self. Can't let that
Because
slide.
here and in Scala, in the flashbacks,
No.
we see that his eyes
It's better
are
they be
silver.
ruled by darkness.
And this is after.
People carry delusions of having power.
This is right around their mark of
but
mastery.
It's a lie. They are but sheep pretending to be wolves. Though I admit, I can understand why.
Oh, I've never heard that one before. A Keyblade wielder willing to side with the darkness?
We see him around this
Why not
age
just let them be until the darkness consumes
on the Destiny Islands with his eyes yellow, saying this world is just
Because
too small.
left alone, the world would fall to
So
chaos.
I wonder if that scene happened
there needs to be
later
order.
on, after he
You sure about
starts
that?
using the darkness.
Why not just sit back and
I'm not
watch it play
entirely
out?
sure. I feel like the timeline there is a little
Understanding hearts is difficult. More so the emotions
is a
within.
little not
I simply
not
realize that it's easy to dismiss
oh,
what
no,
you
you're
don't
okay.
comprehend.
Is not
All right.
what's the word I'm trying to think of? Add. Oh, what's this?
All right, team. Here's the plan. Luna, get...
Anyway.
All right. The world needs you. I'll grant you that one.
I don't know what I can do.
The timeline in
but I
Kingdom
will
Hearts is not linear.
What comes next is
There's no way it can be linear.
I suppose letting false light dictate the future.
Also,
might
instead
be
of false light, like I said before, Nunu and April have been so kind to me, and letting me like hear them translate the JP, and it's actually distorted light and not false light, and I feel like there's a really big difference between distorted and false.
So, you can make a change. You have that power. What do you want for the world?
Power, eh? Who knows? My training's coming to an end, and the exam's not far off. Maybe I can gain some clarity then.
You're letting the exam decide? Listen to me. The results don't matter. You believe the world needs you. Sounds like you already know where you're headed.
Also, since the Master knows the Mark of Mastery exists, I'm pretty sure that he's the one who started it, like, way back when.
And what I'm supposed to do.
Because it seems just like him to name an exam after himself. Or, like, to have the same
There's
abbreviation.
something familiar about it. As if I'm meant to wear this.
No. You'll ditch it soon.
What do you mean?
I mean that one day you're going to outgrow it.
How so?
If you truly possess great power, the darkness can't control you. You won't need a silly old coat to stay safe. In fact, you'll be the one controlling the darkness instead.
I love him.
Me, on the other hand, I'm too much of a scaredy cat to ever take mine.
He's so cute. I hate him.
Who are you, really? Some kind of fortune teller?
Well, I could lie and tell you that's what I am when I'm actually a brilliant artist, or even a scholar.
He does.
I could tell you that I dream of world peace when I'm actually planning for its destruction. The truth is what you see with your eyes, not what you hear.
So, your name?
What did I just... Never mind.
I really love how the Master here is just like, you're gonna die anyway, so I guess I'll tell you my real name. Oh, what's it called in JP?
I'm a lost master.
Lost master?
I'm still on the Master of Masters is an
May your
entirely
heart
light
be your
boat.
guiding key.
Or, like, mostly light, or a being of light. Light solidified. Okay, we're skipping this part because it makes my ears it makes my ears bleed.
What's so funny, old man?
Because people couldn't pick it apart themselves, and so Xehanort had to add this part. Did I say Xehanort? I meant to say Nomura. So Nomura had to add this part. I mean, they're technically. Anyway, so Nomura had to add this part for the people who couldn't figure this out themselves.
A young lad. I never learned who he was,
because
and
it was
perhaps
very
I
easy
never will.
to figure out everything. Anyway, so we're actually gonna skip ahead to the meat.
Huh? This is... Oh.
How would you...
Chirithy!
Oh yeah, Chirithy.
So soon?
What would you say in English for that?
What's wrong?
Well...
Even with the power of waking, you can't just bring someone back.
Yeah, because the power of
But
waking
Kyrie's heart hasn't been lost yet. She's still with us,
isn't a
right?
power to restore. It's not like a power to bring back the dead. It's the power to restore a heart that's been displaced or like is sleeping or something. So for Sora to bring back Kyrie, that's not what the power is supposed to do. But you can make it do that. It's just you'll die if you do that.
Maybe, but this time, I'm afraid the situation is a lot worse.
But Kyrie's heart hasn't been lost yet. She's still with us, right?
Maybe, but this time, I'm afraid the situation is a lot worse.
Hey, I've already restored 6 hearts.
Yeah, he definitely saved 7 hearts. Okay, so because we have Riku, Aqua, Ventus, Donald and Goofy, Mickey, and Lee, who were all saved. Kyrie was the only one not. Oh, okay. So it literally just is like... Yeah, it's not a bad translation, but it's different. That's good to know, though. So Michael doesn't have a heart confirmed. So it's like that sequence of events where Sora found his way, or Riku called Sora, or rather, Sora called to Riku, Riku responded and brought Sora to where his heart was in Olympus. That whole part where Sora saved his heart then, Fuji, hi! That whole chain of events, was like, it happened, but Sora doesn't remember it, because it's like that specific memory was disconnected from his brain, but it doesn't mean it didn't happen. He just doesn't remember it, which is really weird, because he should be saying, I've already restored 7 hearts, what's one more? But he says 6. And even in JP, he says 6.
What's one more?
So it's just...
But that's not how it's supposed to
like,
work at all.
What?
The power of waking is meant to be used to wake and restore sleeping
It's on
hearts,
purpose, yes.
not to
It's
restore
not because
them
he
after
can't
they've
count. He
completely
can count.
faded away from existence. You've done that 6 times
You've done that
before.
6 times before.
And
See, like, even Chirithy doesn't remember. Chirithy is going off what Sora says. I mean, obviously, because Chirithy wasn't present for, like, Riku being saved, but, like, Chirithy is just going off what Sora is saying, and only Sora remembers saving 6 hearts, even though we go through saving 7 hearts.
Result, you've managed to greatly alter the course of history itself. You've broken a nature taboo.
Nature?
A forbidden act. Break a taboo of nature, and you'll end up paying an extraordinary price.
Oh.
I can lower the,
So, what's the price?
Hopefully that'll help.
You'll lose your powers. You won't be able to use the power of waking.
That's all? No problem.
But that's not all.
Welcome back. I hope you had a good nap.
Will vanish from this
Someone
world.
is definitely scrambling Sora's brain,
you can't return
making
to
some
the
eggs.
world you came from.
I don't care.
What?
There's a lot I don't understand.
The world, not all. Powers.
So,
Break a taboo of nature, free itself.
Chirithy is like, you literally rewrote history.
Nature.
And broke the laws of nature, which is forbidden.
Break a taboo of nature,
So you'll have to pay the price for you know, breaking the laws of nature, you freak. And Sora's like,
I've heard that before.
Okay,
So, what's the
well,
price?
that's fine. I don't care.
You'll lose your powers.
Totally losing my powers.
You won't be able to use the power of waking.
Disappearing off the face of the earth. It's fine. As long as all of my friends are alive and together and healthy, it's okay.
Will vanish from this world. And without
Sora,
your powers,
you have
can't return to
so
the
much
world you
pain
came from.
inside that heart of yours. And it makes me sad.
I don't care.
What?
There's a lot I don't understand. But I know that this is all I can do right now. I have to do everything I can to get Kairi back. That's the whole reason behind my journey.
I can't stop you, can I?
Nope. I have to follow my heart.
Well, then this really is goodbye.
I like
So
how Chirithy
listen
is just
carefully
like,
to me.
well, you're gonna die, so let me just lay all of this on you. Listen carefully,
return to
kid.
the
I can't
past
repeat it
again.
again, because, like, you know, you're gonna
But
die.
You won't be able to rewrite it this time.
So Sora will be able to
No
go back
matter
in
what
time, but
happens,
he won't be
you
able to
have
change
to
anything.
accept it and
He's
move
just... He's having to witness it as it is.
Is everybody okay?
So it's basically like,
heart you
it doesn't
have
matter
now,
what he does here,
already
it won't
existed
change what
during
already
that time.
happened. Because what
It
already
went
happened
back into
here
that past earlier.
was set in stone.
Nothing can change that fact. The place where you'll return
His heart is commanding
is the tear
him.
in the
I
fabric
hate
of
that.
time that was created when you changed your destiny, then changed it once again. In order to not stray too far from the true power of waking, you'll
So-
enter and pass through the hearts of the Guardians until you reach Kairi's
You'll have to
heart.
pass through the Guardians' hearts, feel what they felt, and learn
Every emotion that each of the Guardians felt.
of a hidden truth or a deeper truth or whatever, however you want to say that.
Kindness. Everything they saw and everything that they felt then, you'll clear a way through it, traverse across their hearts, and dive ever deeper inside. I can't be sure what's waiting
Also,
for
I
you
think
at
it's
the end,
really something
or
that
what you'll
Sora
actually
had to
be
go
able to
through
do.
each of the Guardians' hearts
But by
in
following
order
the
to reach
connection of hearts,
Kairi. Like, he had to follow
come to
their
discover
connections
a
to find
greater
Kairi,
one
and,
that's sure to help you.
of course, like, he still didn't find her because her heart was crystallized. So, it's
In
like,
this flow of time in the past, You'll only have up until the moment
you're not going to find anything at the end of the tunnel. Like, if there's nothing there, you're not going to find it. But it's still weird that Sora had to go through each of the Guardians' hearts instead of just looking into his own, or like following his own heart, his own heart's connection to her. So their connection was severed here. Not here, but like the reason why he couldn't just look inside and find her, or like follow his own heart to find her, was because the path that connected them was severed. So he's having to follow the Guardian's hearts in order to get to her. And that's what Remind is all about. That's why at the end, Sora's like, you know, maintaining connections with friends is very important. And that's what this whole thing in saving Kairi reminded me about.
What?
And that's why they spent some time together after everything was over with to reconnect.
Who are you?
To basically build a new path, like Merlin told Sora to do with Winnie the Pooh. You know, you can't help how people perceive Kingdom Hearts, especially when you have to perceive the English. Also, I like how this dude is just hanging out in Ventus's heart. Oh, shit. I didn't know there was gameplay in here. And I also don't get why people didn't understand that Aqua, when she saw the demon tide, that it, like, paralyzed her, not paralyzed her in fear, but rather reminded her of, you know, the fucking decade she spent in the realm of darkness, and, like, stunned her. PTSD, come on, that's a thing. Like, and what I hate is that some fans also are like, don't say Aqua has PTSD, because that's misogynistic or something like that. Like, quit bringing all these dark themes into Kingdom Hearts. There's nothing dark about Kingdom Hearts. And I'm like, have you seen Kingdom Hearts? It's just, I don't know, people will make such really bizarre random excuses, and
but we have to protect
will bring up points that aren't even, like, logical to explain things away or whatnot.
We stand together. Mickey, Kairi, Goofy, watch the others.
No! We should all get to safety while we still can!
Yeah, women in Kingdom Hearts, or women in general, can't have flaws, or else that's thinking that they can have flaws is misogynistic. It's so dumb.
It can't be. No.
Guess I'm just misogyny incarnate.
So, this is the fear and despair that Aqua feels. And now, I feel it too.
Yeah, that's like it's a Disney game is like the first thing people will say if you try to, like, if you even try to suggest that Kingdom Hearts is not straight. Also, this part, I hate it. Where Riku's sacrifice should be, Sora just blacks out. And hears everyone's muffled voices. And he opens his eyes. And he looks zoned out. Like, it's so suspicious. And look at it. He's not even, like, coherent. Like, his eyes are open, but there's no thoughts, head empty. And then he wakes up. And he's like, where am I? And he's on his heart station. Where Riku's sacrifice should have happened. But Naminé comes to visit him in his heart, like...
Naminé?
What are you doing here? Have you lost yourself, like I did?
Well, it's a long story. But
so,
tell me,
yeah, like, how did Naminé get to his heart station? So, let's try and figure this out, because, this is a part that I kind of still don't really understand, because we have Sora here in his heart station. It's like, after he went into Aqua's heart, so after he went to Aqua's heart, and he helps her by defeating, by fighting against her, her anxiety and her fear, he ends up here instead of where it should have been, the other Guardians' hearts, or, Riku's heart. But instead, because, like, during the sacrifice in the base game, we have Mickey, Donald, and Goofy. Donald was knocked out after doing Zeta Flare, and then we had Mickey and Goofy there, and then Axel and Kairi, but then we also had Riku. So the next one, I guess he would have been able to go to was like Mickey or Goofy or Donald, because those were the next ones that we see, like, in order. Or Riku's, since he was standing there with Aqua and Sora before Aqua froze up. So I guess Riku would have been the next one. So that means, because the whole sacrifice, that whole section of the Keyblade Graveyard was like the anchor point for, like, the singularity in time. So, or the tear in English. I guess Sora was sent here back to his heart because his heart could not trace the paths anymore. So I guess it's more like a, he's kind of, well, he's in his heart station, so it's on that that gray line, not gray line, but the line between sleep and death, and where it's connected to the final world. So I guess if Naminé, if her heart was still in the final world at this point, that's why she could reach him here.
Well, it's a long story. But tell me, why haven't you returned to
So
Kairi's
her heart
yet?
hasn't returned to Kairi because she can't, because Kairi's heart is a, you know, MIA.
He is their 13th.
Today is the day you all lose.
So she explains that
I'm calling out to Terra's heart. And
she
I brought
can't,
him here.
and that she's calling to Terra's lingering will
Terra's
to
heart is too steeped in
act,
darkness.
because she can't call Terra's heart.
Instead, I've brought out Terra's.
Look at that. Look at that.
powerful
She's so gorgeous, but, like, look at that man. Oh, he's
This is
so.
Terra's
Oh, look at him.
sadness,
Oh,
anger,
man.
lament.
Terra's thoughts? We're not gonna lose to you.
So it's like, we're not gonna lose to you, but you do. But you do, though. And then we see them fighting. So instead of following his heart to what should have been probably Riku's, but because like the sacrifice didn't happen because of the singularity, he instead follows his heart to Terra to help Terra fight Terranort. But instead of defeating Terranort sharts out darkness at him. And suddenly, we are here. And it's weird. It's very, Remind is very weird. Oh my god, hold on, it's Demix. Everyone shut up.
I'll be back.
No! An ad, why? I just want to see my little boy.
After all of this is over.
Hey!
Huh?
I thought you'd be gone by now.
Oh shit, hold on. The door. You got it? Okay. Sorry. My roommate got a computer for their birthday and it just came in, so the doorbell rang and I was like, oh my god, I gotta go get it. But Erwin got it, so it's good. Anyway, Demic's time.
You're the organization. Whoa, chill out. I'm not here to fight, I promise. Listen, name's Demix. It's a long story, but I'm sorta on your side. Oh, right. Here.
I love him.
See?
I love
All cool
him
kids have
so
one, right?
much.
Zex,
Look at him.
Yenzo got me this. Enough proof for you?
Why are you
Run,
here?
run away.
I'm on a top secret mission. Apparently, they're looking to find themselves another replica.
There's one of his
heard a
lines that I
rumor
quote all
that I
the
could maybe
time
find one
is
here for Zex,
in Kingdom
Yenzo.
Hearts 2 when you
So,
first
I've just
defeat
been
him and
killing
he's
time.
like, oh. Or when Sora's like, you don't have hearts, and he's like, oh, we do too have hearts.
You
And it's
sure
so
you know what
funny.
you're doing?
I love him.
Don't worry about it. Not to
He's like,
brag,
I've done this
but
before, and
I've
Riku's
done
like,
this
what the
before.
fuck? Why are you talking to me?
That's not just an empty vessel. It's filled with important memories.
I don't think any of this is different.
Promise me, you'll be careful with it. Deliver it safely, okay?
Well, this part's different. I want to see.
Terra! Look closely. That's not Terra.
Maybe not, but I'm still going to keep
I'm
calling
gonna
his
keep
name.
calling his name.
We have to light his way home.
We have to light his way home.
Then.
Hey guys, feeling a little left out here.
I'm feeling a little left out here.
You're coming home too. Huh? But my home is in
I
you.
love Vanitas so much.
You know
He's such
what'll
an
happen,
ass.
right? I'll just disappear inside of you forever. Don't you have any love at all for your own brother? We're not brothers. We're the
Yes,
same.
I'm so glad that
Huh?
well, I heard that they told Haley to seem more vicious and antagonistic in Kingdom Hearts 3. And so he tried to sound more creepy, but in Remind he got to just
hidden deep inside
do
of you
what
for
he
a really long
wanted.
time. All Xehanort did was tear me right out of you. Then go back to where you came from.
Sorry, I'm drinking.
Maybe.
I gotta stay hydrated so I don't lose my voice.
If it's darkness you're looking for, Ventus, then I have more than enough to go around.
I'm sorry about that line.
Stop.
Anyway,
Quit using our friend for
quit
your
using our
games.
friend for your
A
games.
Keyblade Master wielding your key in
Oh,
anger.
this is the same. Oh, okay, here we go. So,
We have unfinished business.
after Sora restores Terra's heart... Okay, so... So, where we last saw Sora was he should have followed his connection to Riku right after Aqua's because he should have been after her, but because the remind because sacrifice was the singularity area in remind. That's what I was trying to say. That was totally skipped. So instead, he followed his heart to Terra, and this is where he ended up in Terra's darkness, or the darkness surrounding Terra's heart, I guess you could say. Since, you know, water is a metaphor for darkness in Kingdom Hearts.
What?
So there's the light that he needs to be going towards.
I leapt out of Terra's thoughts.
But he can't get to it because Terra's darkness is so his heart is so steeped in darkness. But
darkness awaits.
There's Terra's heart. There it is. Big and bright.
That's it! This is Terra's heart! He must have protected me.
But like it doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Aqua, Ven.
Also, Axel calls Kairi the trump card here. Nunu, does he say the same thing in JP?
If I'm a traitor, then I guess Kairi here is the trump card.
What?
So it's not desperation I see in you. It's
also, I love this scene because Isa or Syx and Axel are like saying Roxas's name like every other sentence, and Shion's over there like Roxas, and it's like you guys aren't being subtle at all, and Xemnas is just standing there, tits out, like what's going on? He doesn't even notice. It's
Without the battle between the 7 lights and 13 darknesses,
tits
Kingdom
out, head
Hearts
empty.
requires
We
the
love you,
7
Xemnas.
hearts. That is why we seek to destroy the Guardians. Are you truly foolish enough to believe you can defeat us?
I still can't watch the scene because it makes me feel bad inside. So he gets to Roxas's heart after, and he helps him return Shion's memories.
Possess the strength. This being cannot be defeated. Ah, I see.
There was one last thing I needed. Connection.
Connection.
Sora helped me find my way back here. To my friends.
Roxas!
Oh, okay. So here I think past Sora tried to interfere with future Sora tried to interfere with past Sora to do something to keep Kairi from getting caught by Xemnas. So that's why we see this part. And Sora starts acting out differently from the base game, but that only causes more problems. And
I need your help.
I can't watch this part with Xemnas and Kairi because it always makes me feel a certain way, not a good way. Because it did more harm for Kairi than good. I know a lot of people enjoyed that scene, but I can't watch it. I hope you guys understand what I mean, because it's like you can make Kairi strong without totally, oh, it's where her and Xemnas fight, but like she's overwhelming Xemnas, and we're talking about, yeah, it just has a really bad fake fan service taste to it. Because, I mean, we were talking about Xemnas here, where Sora and Riku barely held their own. Oh no, I keep the ads because it gives people revenue. But like Sora and Riku like really struggled against Xemnas on their like together, and then you have Sora and like fighting Data Xemnas, and if you can't block all of the lasers, Sora gets like stunned. So we have Kairi here, who's like she's like a new Keyblade wielder, suddenly overwhelming Xemnas. So it's like, I don't know, it just has a really bad taste to me, and it does less good for Kairi's character. Like the scene with her fighting Xehanort and Melody of Memory, that was good. That was good. I really, really liked that. Because it showed her power, but it also showed that it, like, realistically. But like if they had made Shion overwhelm Xemnas here, that would have made more sense, like thematically too, because of everything that happened in Days. But it's just, I don't know. Also here, I saw people laughing about how Nomura retconned the recusant sigil, but he didn't. They were just, this is like a kind of like when you reclaim something from like your abuser, I guess. It's that kind of sense where you reclaim something that was once negative to you to make it positive. Yeah. So this the recusant sigil was something negative that marked them, but they reclaimed it to be positive for them.
Of the bond we share.
And it's what helped keep it's what defined their bond, but now it's something more positive than it is negative. Yeah, the mark of heresy. And then Xemnas gets butthurt, and he's like, how could you? I'm leaving. It's so fucking funny.
The mark will disappear along with Xemnas.
But like,
and that's fine. I just wanted to
even though that they
claim it for myself.
Hi guys.
It's how our bond.
Is that the new computer?
It is. Yes. The second version of the new computer.
God, I hope it works this time.
I think we figured out what happened.
That's why I needed Sora's help.
The thing was
So that we can
remember how I said that my motherboard looked crooked?
Once
and then we looked at yours and we were like, oh, it looks pretty. Nope, this one's not crooked.
Oh, okay, so it was just the hardware.
We also think that it could be because he put his tablet into the wrong HDMI port. It might have been trying to stream to his tablet, and his tablet was turned off.
You know, it might be good to just not plug anything else into it until you get it up and running.
That's what we're going to do.
I don't need hearts.
We are going to literally
I will scatter
plug
them
it
all
into
to
where
the
it
wind.
specifically says to put the monitor.
Right.
And then,
What
and
difference does one little light make?
Well, I hope it works this time.
Just as we have more
Anyway, so like what I was saying before, even though Sora tried to make these events happen differently, so future Sora tried to change the events that happened in the past. Even though he and Roxas tried to do something, it still didn't change the outcome because it was set in stone. So it doesn't matter what Sora tried to do back then or now, because the past is already set.
Along with Xemnas, and that's fine.
And then we have this Liza scene that Dubro say, oh, they're totally gay, but then can't recognize Sariko when they see it. Anyway.
This is the connect port out of the back? I thought so.
And then
So where
Aqua, Terra,
do you need
Roxas,
another mouse?
and me. That's a total of 5 Guardians.
For now. So we can find
I just need to follow the hearts of 2 more. Then I'll reach Kh3. The question is when.
Oh no. Anyway, I missed the scene. Hold on. So here he says,
Then,
he's followed the 4 of them.
Roxas, and me.
And his own.
That's a total of 5.
So that's a total of 5.
I just need to follow the hearts of 2 more.
So he just needs to follow the hearts of 2 more, and then he'll reach Kh3. Because I don't think he, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's trying to follow the connections, but he doesn't know what order. Man.
Riku, Your Majesty.
So he gets here.
About time.
And if I remember correctly, when he sees Kh3, his heart starts pounding, which is very eyes emoji, if you know what I mean, because it's like his heart is, or their hearts are reacting. Which is like the whole theory of Kyrie's heart being in Sora's. Her heart would be reacting to seeing herself.
Kh3! You require motivation.
Yeah, they did this with Ventus. Also, I like how the music that they decide to put on this cutscene is Distati, which means awaken. I don't know, I think it's just ironic. Yeah, the heartbeat stops the moment she shattered.
Why? I have done it. Say no.
Also, the updated, like, skybox and textures here and how they animate it, it's so pretty. It's just so pretty the way, oh, look at that. Man, Rewind is great. Also, this part where Mickey starts talking to Sora, like, out of nowhere, it's so weird. And he's like, Sora, I can still help you. And it's so weird. Where is Mickey talking from? Anyway,
Do it! And so, the final battle ended, but Kh3 didn't return. Even if I continue the search with my past self, I won't find her. What should I do? Kh3, where are you? Master Xehanort's portal. Huh? That's it!
I don't know why he would think Kh3 would be in the portal, unless he was thinking if he got there before his past self that he could find Xehanort and see where he's keeping her, I guess.
Where am I? Did it work? The other me's not here yet. Gotta look for Kh3 while I can.
Also, it's so bizarre that Kh3 is walking around Scala like the replica Xehanorts were in the base game. This whole scene is just so weird. And the freaking the Shadow Heartless that has one of the pieces of Kyrie's hearts one of the pieces of Kyrie's heart flower inside of it. It's pink. Yeah, it's very much reminiscent of whenever he would see visions of her in Kingdom Hearts 1. Also, I think it's really cool that the little shadow would teleport if it takes too much damage, which is not a thing that they could do originally. I mean, they could go into the floor, but teleporting is different. Also, this thing?
What is this?
What would you even call this? Like, this contraption. I don't even know what you would call it, but it's definitely, out there. Oh, I've never heard of that before.
I gotta smash this to get to Kyrie's heart. It looks like I can climb this wall.
Yeah, this cage thing is very I don't know.
It looks like I can climb
The symbolism is a lot. Yeah, so it's lost in a fountain, and one is behind bars, another is in a cage, and then two are in Heartless. So the first one is trapped in the fountain, and you have to turn like a water fixture. It is lost in a water fixture. One is behind. It's within the storybook like thing that you have to force it out after the break of day breakdown, and then you have the Shadow Heartless, and then you have the dark side, and it's just weird. It's weird. And then Xehanort's like, I'm the one who hit Kh3 here.
I'm the one who hid the fragments of Kh3.
You seek her fragments.
Of course I am.
Of course I am here.
Did you come alone?
Yeah.
Are you prepared to pay the ultimate price?
Enough! It's only 2! I'm saving Kh3!
Unfortunately, you're a little too late.
Huh?
It appears you have failed to retrieve Kyrie in the time to come. So here you are, once again, in times already past. However, now that the other you has arrived, you're doomed to repeat the same fate.
What can I do?
What indeed? You are nearly out of time.
Ready?
That you seek. Of course I am here. No matter. Did you come alone?
Yeah.
He takes one look at him and realizes, or like, notices that Sora's time is almost up. I want to know what the ultimate, well, we know what the ultimate price is, never mind.
Enough! It's only 2! I'm saving Kyrie!
Unfortunately, you're a little too late.
Huh? Oh no.
It appears you have failed to retrieve Kyrie in the time to come. So here you are, once again, in times already past. However, now that the other you has arrived, you're doomed to repeat the same fate.
What can I do?
What indeed? You are nearly out of time.
Ready? Huh?
Okay, I think I want to save the rest of this and then Melody of Memory for next stream. Just because I want to go over this scene again. So look forward to that, and we're also going to go over Union Cross cutscenes too, because I wanted to watch the rest of I wanted to look at the updates, the older updates, and then the finale and stuff. So I'm gonna end it here. I might come back later in stream. We'll see, but because I've got some stuff to take care of today. So I'm really excited for that tomorrow. Maybe I'll start earlier tomorrow. Who knows? But I'll see you guys then. Thank you for coming. I had a lot of fun. Bye.